Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the voiceover artist, ABENA AMPOMAH. Hey, ABENA, how are you?
Hi, John. I'm good, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. It's so good to see you, and thanks for being with me. Now, can I ask you, is it okay if we tune in and share some of your voiceover work with our audience so they can hear you?
Of course, yes.
Okay, that's great. So let's tune in now to ABENA AMPOMAH.
Hello, stranger. My apologies for the intrusion, but that amulet is breathtaking. Might I take a look? Akeem Bourne, a global investor. Akeem is a John Maxwell certified leadership coach and CEO of Elevate Worldwide Incorporated, a global entrepreneurship development company committed to equipping entrepreneurs with the skills needed to succeed in their specific industries. The flash of a firefly in the night, the breath of a buffalo in the wintertime, the little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset. Sometimes having no plan is the best plan of all. So go wherever the road takes you in the all-new Subaru Outback.
Wow, nice. It is great to meet you, Abena, and I'm looking forward to learning about you. Can you tell me where you're from and how'd you get involved in becoming a voiceover artist?
I'm from Ghana in West Africa, but I currently live in South Africa. And that's actually quite an interesting story because um, during my time in university, I'd be walking around campus and everybody would say, you've got a very soothing voice. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that?
Wow.
And I finally met a trainer and I thought, why don't I give it a try? And it worked out very well.
Oh, that is super. You know what I mean? You do have this tone that is very like therapeutic, I think, when people hear it. It's very
Yeah.
soothing, right? But I'm sure also you can do inflections of all types, and have also just based upon whatever the subject matter of the content you are actually trying to deliver. So I'm interested in then in doing voiceover work. Does this all take place in a studio?
Yes. So what can happen is it's either my client wants me to do it from my home studio. So I have a studio built up in my study, or they rather pay for a proper sound booth studio somewhere else. So it could
Uh,
be either or.
I see. Excellent. So based on the client and whatever the content might be, there might be
Yeah.
arrangements for that. Um,
Yeah.
and that it's great that you can do your own home productions. That makes it convenient. I guess especially during the COVID pandemic stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I mean, it definitely put us all kind of in our creating our own kind of delivery mechanisms from wherever we are.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, but I'm glad that you've continued your art and that voiceover work is something that you can do, in your own comfort, and that you're developing work. So, how does that work? Do you use an agent to get new business, or do you do it yourself?
So here in South Africa, before I could get an agent, I have to show potential. So basically, I had to use my own social media, other apps that act as agencies. But now, gathering that experience, I've been able to get an agent, and we're moving up steadily.
That's excellent. And what's great is that you had the fortitude and discipline to be able to self-promote initially,
Yeah.
before you might get represented. And of course, that is the journey and progression of an artist, and following their calling and their heart to do what they want to do and express their art. So through your voice talent, what kinds of content have you actually performed in? For what kinds of productions?
Well, I think I can say that since my training, especially because you kind of have to find your niche,
Uh-huh.
and me having a lower tone for women does get you a lot of jobs, but the downside is that it's very hard to do very upbeat voices. So I find that I most of my calls are for documentaries. I did one for TV ads, organizations, um, kids shows, especially just narration. Narration seems to be my strong selling point, or conversational. I'm still working on high energy, high pitch, like radio promotion. I'm not there yet, but that's
Uh-huh.
kind of my.
I'm hearing what you're saying. And, I can understand why, it'd be a contemplative, often serious kind of production possibly that you would be presenting in, which gives it, and, your voice gives the content integrity
Yeah.
and meaningful delivery. So at any rate, I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that we had a chance to meet today, Ambena. Now tell me, how do you promote yourself? What kind of social media do you use to do that?
I am currently on Instagram. Unfortunately, I'm not on Facebook. So Instagram is my main promotional site. Yeah.
Right, understand. Well, listen, we are definitely going to put the links for your social sites below our interview today. And also we're looking forward to you being on FENIX360. And so
Yay, I'm excited.
I'm glad that your voice will be available there to be able to resonate for people to discover, and possibly other kinds of work may emerge out of your being there. And so thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to see you, Ambena. Thank you so much. Everyone, tune into the social media links you see below for ABENA AMPOMAH, and look for her on FENIX360. All right, take care, Ambena.
Bye.
Cheers.
COVID-19 pandemic caught almost everyone off guard. Children and most people in underprivileged communities are even more exposed as they struggle to access information and PPE. We joined hands with our friends at Montague Clinic and decided to be part of the solution. It's been a pleasure working with the Friendlies to help disseminate information regarding COVID-19 through our nurses, as well as provide masks and sanitizers. Friendlies is doing a fantastic job in reaching vulnerable communities and providing much needed support.